Alright, hey there, Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here. We're back once again for another set of Let's Play on Metroid Prime 1 using the Wii mode here on Metroid Prime Trilogy. And if you did miss out during the last video, well, we got ourselves now with the said gravity suit, and that does mean that we could do some more underwater facility exploring within our time of that said place without having to run into any type of said other dead ends. I know that originally before we did go and try to head on into the said underwater facility, and without actually having the said gravity suit, we couldn't go and do too much except for finding ourselves with the said type of new energy tank that was going to be there. Now, before we actually go ahead into any more of the exploring part of the said underwater facility, well, we are going to reach all the way back over here to the said Chozo ruins where the said morph ball upgrade was at. But this time around, if you actually do have the said spider ball, the wave beam, the boost ball, and I'm pretty certain also as well too with the gravity suit, this is where you can actually go and run all the way into where the next Chozo artifact is going to be, and that should now lead us into, I want to say, about 4 or 5 Chozo artifacts that we have went of our way to pick up so far within this game. So pretty nice. And I think for what I'm going to go and potentially do out here is that I may want to go and just actually search for all these said type of Chozo artifacts, because we don't know exactly what is going to be our special reward once we go in and find all of these type of said Chozo artifacts. So that should be something interesting to go and see, hopefully by the tail end of what this game is going to be all about. And within these 2 videos for today, not only are we just going to be doing out here with the course of Metroid Prime 1, but we're also going to be jumping into Echoes of Wisdom as well. So pretty nice from there. We should be able to hopefully at least get ourselves with the boss key, and that's all that we're going to be doing for the said Echoes of Wisdom Let's Play there for the Farron Temple that we're at right now at this current moment in time. So here we are back over at the said underwater facility now. Now we're actually heading right back to where the said energy tank is going to be. Now, this area here in particular, you are going to be reaching up to a said type of door that is going to be locked at this point. Can't really go and do too much anything about with it for right now, except that if you do have the said thermal visor, go and find some of these different type of valve switches here. There's going to be not 1 but 3 that we have to go and search for. Now, you guys vaguely remember that there was, I think, 1 of those that we actually did go and search for, and that was all the way back at the very far bottom of where the said energy tank location was going to be. So we already know where 1 of those type of said valves are, but we just found where the other 2 are going to be hidden. And now we could go return all the way back over here to the door and continue onwards with our way. And I want to say that majority of what this whole other said part of this underwater facility is going to have to use all of what your thermal visors are going to happen for this one. So there's going to be a lot of type of said valves that will be located for us to go and open up on these said type of doors. Because some of them may actually have, like, for what we just went and did from before, is going to have like 3 different said type of valve switches that we're going to have to open up here. So this is going to be another one of these here. So you have to defeat some enemies first, it seems like, and then go and search for the other said switches. So here's another one that we just went and found. That's just going to be right around where this type of said machine is going to be at. So there we go. That should at least turn that on. And now what we're going to have to do is jump all the way down into the bottom portion here. And that should lead us into the 3rd other said switch, and then that will finish off with everything. Now, just be careful heading on down here to the bottom, because we are going to be encountering out with some other said new type of enemies around over here. Now, these guys are like almost a little bit in a way of like how the Fandera drift drones were all about, where they were kind of like flying in the air. But this time, these guys are going to be used for underwater purposes. So they are going to be a whole type of new enemy with using some sort of type of laser beam functionality that's going to be here. So there we go. And that should at least go and destroy everybody else from there. Okay, not too shabby. And let's go ahead right through the door. And just be careful of the tentacles as well, because it seems like there's going to be a lot of those type of said tentacles just within this underwater area alone. Originally before, we never really got to see too much of these type of said tentacles all that too much, except for within the Chozo ruins having to go after Flagira there. But maybe there could be some remnants of Flagira showing up within this type of area or something. I don't know. Alright, so there's going to be another type of said valve switch here. You will have to battle out with some type of said space pirates in this type of underwater location. And now we just have to hopefully try to grab up with the last of those type of said valve switches there. So another 3-button door is now completed, and now we can go and keep on moving ahead within our time now. And and I also forgot to mention is that Now every time that, like, whenever we pick up on like a new type of said like upgrade, or if there is going to be something else that's going to happen later on down within some of these different previous areas, there will be said Chozo ghost that will be showing up. So like for example, with that whole Chozo artifact that we just went and picked up for today, basically when you go and return back to that said morph ball area, there will be not one but two said Chozo ghosts that you will have to battle throughout there. Which unfortunately it is a little bit annoying because those guys are absolutely infuriating to get themselves destroyed. But you will have to go through that before you can actually go and pick up with the said artifact. Alright, so now it looks like we are going to have to go and use the said type of morph ball that's going to be in here. Now, not to worry, there is going to be some water currents that will actually go and help you out, get yourself kind of pushed up into the correct type of way here. I don't really think there is any type of secret here yet. I have a feeling that there could probably be a power bomb location in this area, but I don't believe we actually have that with us at the moment. So we will have to come back to this later. Okay, just blast on through this way here. Just have to watch out for more of these Giusepples out here. I think that's what they're known as, Giusepples or something. These guys are really annoying. They like to go and try to suck you up and basically bring you right into their type of area of effect there, but we're not going to do that. We're going to make sure that we do not get ourselves injured by it. Now, we are going to be seeing a returning type of said enemy that we have not really got to see all that too much here in the Talent Overworld. I think we only kind of saw them just for like a little bit in one particular room, but that was all that there was. But we will be seeing them here in this area now. And it's these guys, these type of weird type of needle dudes that are out here. Yep, and all that you really do need for that is just some missiles and just hopefully try to knock them out of the way. Now, there's actually two different type of ways that we can actually go through here. One of them is actually going to be the one up top, which I will go and show you guys first. And then the other one is the other said door that will actually lead us to the Phazon Mines here. So head up into this way and actually use the boost ball. And I believe this will actually take us into another elevator, which that should lead us, I think, back into the, I want to say back into the Magmore Caverns? Or it could lead us back into the Chozo Ruins. I can't really remember exactly, but this is like another type of elevator spot if you ever decide that you ever need to go and head back into some of the other different previous areas. So here we go. So let's go and, oh, don't want to really go use our thermal visor out here because I don't think there's anything special. But there we go. And now we're going to have to go return all the way back here to this other said door now. And this is going to be the actual correct type of destination that we do want to go and head off into with. Alright, going to blast on down there with our ice beam. And here we are, Phazon Mines. Here we go. Now be careful, because when we get down here, apparently our notification blip that's going to be here in our suit is going to tell us that there's going to be some intense radiation coming from here. And that's where all that said Phazon is coming from within this way. But not to worry, I don't really think there's going to be anything that's going to be too noteworthy that's going to cause some sort of effect. I know that previously before heading on into the Magmore Caverns, there was a type of thing going on where we couldn't really head on into too much of that area since we didn't really have the Various suit from before. But this one here, we don't really have to really worry about. But yep, here it is now. We got ourselves with the Phazon Mine. I believe that door in particular, I don't think we can really go and head off into there just yet. So let's just go and figure out where this says save point is. Really shouldn't be all that too far away from where the save point is going to be at. I believe there is just a said door that's just right around in this particular way. Yeah, that's where the spider ball door is going to be, where we are going to have to ride on into with. But I do have to say, since we are getting ourselves a little bit more closer to the end of this video, I am going to just go and give off my set outro within our time here. So thank you guys so much for going and stopping by for our way out here for today in the Metroid Prime 1 game on the Wii. For the next video, we will be jumping on into with some more of what is happening within the Phazon Mines, and maybe we'll probably come across with anything else that is going to happen within this area. We could probably come across on some other new missile expansions or whatnot. Maybe we could potentially run into where the said grapple beam is, because we still haven't really got ourselves with that item yet, but maybe that could probably be something that will hopefully show up at some point down the road here. But anyways, I'll see you guys then, and peace.